Right then, let's do this. It is Manchester United 3. It is Watford 0. It is a win at Old Trafford against a team where you may have thought we might have stumbled upon. I'm Joe, this is our kid, and we're here for the next, I'd say, 45 minutes taking your calls, your chat about that game that we just witnessed, but our opening statements as it was. That was all right, wasn't it?
I was buzzing, mate. The first half, I thought I was a bit cautious because I thought there was quite a lot of space in between Fred and Matic towards the defenders. But second half, Martial went disappearing for the majority of the game, and then came out and scored an absolute brilliant goal. I thought Luke Shaw had a decent performance. Dan James, a really good performance. But yeah, it's fantastic across the park. Mate, can we dare dream that we can make top 4? Is it beyond our reach?
Is it beyond our reach? That is one of the questions we'll probably be asking today. You let us know. 0345 111 7625. Lovely to have a bit of a chat with you. We'll start with Sam today. How you doing, Sam? You all right?
Yeah, Sam.
Sam, I hope you're there. 1 second, let me sort that out for you, Sam. Yes, you are. Sam is there. How you doing, Sam?
Pretty good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm very, very well, Sam. So take it away, mate. What did you make of that?
Well, we were actually pretty bad to the first.
Sorry, say that again, Sam.
Sorry there.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah. We just had to do something quite quick on the desk then. Sorry we cut you off. Talk to us about Martial then. We said he went wanders about, went missing a tiny bit. But is he a player that stood out for you?
I mean, it was interesting for me because he was pretty bad. He was invisible until 60-odd minutes in, and then he just has this flash of brilliance. And I think a lot of people have said this, but I don't really mind if Martial can look horrible for most of the game, but still bag goals. I don't mind it. And also for me, that performance, it does not happen with Bruno Fernandes. I don't think he was quite as good as he was when he played deeper, but still fantastic. Still that linkage between the deeper midfielders and the front line.
Kid, Bruno Fernandes happy with
Fernandes. For me, the most frustrating thing about Fernandes, it just shows the difference he's made in the few games he's been at Old Trafford.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't we sign him in the summer?
What could we have been?
Where could we be now? It's just absolutely ridiculous. But I think he just uses confidence, and that's infectious quite across the park. His through balls I thought Dan James and Fernandes linked up quite well on the left hand side. Greenwood's finish was fantastic. What we're saying before, there's only one other teenager that scored 5 goals in the Premier League in his debut season.
Yeah, and that other one was Marcus Rashford. Thanks to Niall for that start out there. But it just shows that there's a bit of light in there at the end of the tunnel. We were having a chat not long ago about strikers in the Premier League, and they're very hard to come by. In Europe at the minute, the people could put the ball in the back of the net. Hopefully we could be growing our own talent, and Greenwood stepping up today and getting the goal, and it's something you really want to see this. Sam, the top 4 dream or even the Champions League dream, is it dead for you, or does this give you hope, or is it the hope that kills you, as some say?
Hope absolutely can kill you, and it's killed us for many of the years since Fergie left. But I think obviously what's happened with City and financial fair play, that's a huge boost, because right now, as it stands, we're sitting in a Champions League spot, and even if I think it's easier for us to achieve consistency now that we've got Fernandes, we've got McTominay back. I said this after Chelsea, and I'm saying it now. There's a style of play that's becoming apparent, and that's what you need to consistently achieve results. So I think the people who think Ollie is just some clueless, brain dead manager it's bollocks for me. So I think it's very much alive, either through Premier League or Europa League. If Premier League, City don't.
I don't think I've ever heard an American say bollocks before. I like it, Sam. I like the phrase of bollocks there. A question for you, Sam, and Arkid as well, because we had a chat about Ollie. If top 4 is possible, the Champions League, or somehow we get into it, whether that be City's downfall or whatever, it then asks the questions of where does Ollie sit next season. Some people see him not getting Champions League football this year, and it being a sort of a nice little gesture to say goodbye to Ollie. He's done his part, and it'll be a fitting way to see him go. He's done the best this season. Bye, no Champions League football. Let's rebuild and let's get someone else in. However, the question mark then comes, if he does get Champions League football, Ollie is then in for another season, surely.
I think so. I mean, I've been one of his biggest critics, just for the consistency and the sort of style of play and in-game management. But if he gets Champions League football, I think it'd be nearly impossible for the Glazers or Woodward to sack him, very much as it was when he went on that run this time last year. It was impossible for United not to give him the full-time job, really. So it'd be interesting how we go. But if we get Champions League football, I fully expect Solskjaer to be there next season.
Sam, same for you?
Yeah. Once again, the chopping and changing of managers, it's, you get Poch in. What if Daniel James isn't his type of player? What if he prefers a different style of center back over Harry Maguire? There's so many. You've already given Ollie, not net spend, but gross spend around 150 million. He deserves another chance if he's able to manage a Champions League finish to the season with this squad, especially. It just wouldn't be right to send him off like that. If he's achieved what we think the squad's capable of.
Indeed. Right, Sam, thank you very much. I'm going to let you get off. Thank you for calling us all the way from America. Starts off the show there with a little positive chat about Manchester United winning 3-0 at Old Trafford in a game which, if there was a draw or a defeat, we wouldn't scratch our heads this season, would we?
No, not really. I mean, I sort of expected after the Chelsea game for us to maybe drop points today. And I think that's probably the difference that Fernandes has brought to the United team, because before Christmas we were dropping points to the likes of Watford. And as Sam said before, we have got that enthusiasm now and the belief that we could probably have the confidence to go on a bit of a consistent run. But our next two games are, am I right, Everton and Man City, the next two United games?
Big old games in. Let me just double check that for us. Yes, we have got Everton, then we've got Derby County in the FA Cup, but yeah, Manchester City after that. Derby is just around the corner, and it's going to be a good run. Oh, then Tottenham after that. Wow, we haven't got an easy run in. Listen, 0345 111 7625, the number to call in and be part of Full Time Devils whilst we wait for Adam McCullough outside Old Trafford for the fan cams. This is your time to get in touch and have a chat with us about Manchester United, about what you've just seen, about any topics really to do with United. Give us a call, 0345 111 7625. Franklin has done that. How you doing, Franklin? You all right?
Franklin?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Very good, mate. Very good. So talk to us then about what you just saw, Manchester United winning 3-0.
Yeah, good result. Building on last week performance at the Bridge. Having a clean sheet, that's really good. We only make the player build on that confidence, and that seems that everything about Marbella is really working at the moment. Well, at the same time, we won't give that away. Second game, we've been so lucky with the VAR as well. After I saw the replay of Marshall, the guy was a little bit offside. But at the end of the day, we had our 3 points. So it's a good day at the office for Ole.
It's a good day at the office. Now, me and you, Franklin, for people who don't know, what's your relationship been like with Ollie this season? It's been such an inconsistent season. But what has it been like, and where are you now with Ollie being in charge of Manchester United?
Yeah, with me, I just feel like the way it is right now, they should be there to me, and for me, they should make a decision, because even if it gets us to the Champions League, I think Ole being there is all sentimental appointment and everything that anyone that if we're backing Ole, we're backing Ole based on the fact that what he has done for us as a player, not as a coach. That not only the fact that he has done some good thing like changing some of the things behind the scene with the kind of people he let go, get rid from the club. We appreciate that, but we're looking at a bigger picture. We're looking at moving forward. I don't want to buy into that rebuilding. I don't want to buy into that. Manchester United was not destroyed that we have to rebuild before. We have, like, we're talking about building from the scratch. No. Yes, we need to win. We need to build a team to win, but not all this agenda of rebuilding. We need time. I don't think Ole being there, I don't think he can win us the league. So we need, because it's not just Man United. Our competitors, our opponents, our rivals, they are not sleeping. They are building. They are doing things. They are like getting stronger. So we need same strength to be able to compete with our rivals. Look at Liverpool. I don't want to talk about City because of what they are going through right now. Well, when you look at Liverpool, especially Liverpool, You think Liverpool is going to get weaker next season? No, they will be getting stronger, and they will attract better players as well because of the caliber of the coach and because of what they want. But I don't think Ole can do that because Ole's style of playing, I don't think a race star player want to come and be sucking back and going on counter football. So for me, I won't be hitting that Ole this. I will never say something bad, like something stupid about it. He's call him name. No, I won't do that because he's our legend and he's a man that loves the club. Well, at the end of the day, I would prefer that if he can get us to the Champions League, that would be a very good way of saying thank you and move on. You've done a great job, but now we need to look for someone that can take us to the next level.
Yeah, Franklin, do you think United will struggle to attract big name players? So obviously we're linked with the likes of Sancho from Dortmund, and I think that's pretty obvious that he's going to be leaving in the summer. So do you see Solskjaer being a United coach as not that'll be a negative towards attracting the bigger players across Europe?
Yeah, I think but there are two factors. I don't believe that because we're not in Champions League we cannot attract big players because we have people like, in as much as Zlatan is still a big name. He came when we were not in the Champions League. We had Pogba coming back. So it came because of the coach. It didn't come because of the situation of the club. And it came because of the name. Well, players, they still want to come and see, okay, this is a plan. This is the way this coach want to play. And this coach can improve me. And we saw it with Haaland. I know that with the Mino thing around Haaland, there is a problem. But if Haaland really wants to come to Man United, Mino works for Haaland. Haaland don't work for Mino. He would tell Mino, listen, this is where I want to go. Whatever he has to be, whatever it takes, get it across the line. But if Haaland didn't come, which I'm not even worried about that, we lose someone like Ronaldinho. I will got a blessing of Ronaldo, so I'm not worried. We always lose good players and get on the player. But I think the caliber of the coach, how the coach train, how the coach improve player, the pattern of playing, the plan, all those things plays in this player's head. They plays in their head in attracting players. But Man United will always attract big players. But at the same time, I'm not trying to contradict myself. If you have a quality coach, you have a star coach, a coach that you know that he can improve the player. These are big factors. Yeah, hello?
Oh, yeah, we're just listening to you. Just go for it, Franklin.
Yeah. So that's what I'm just thinking. I don't think Ole can attract big players, to be honest. I don't think Ole can attract big players. I don't think so. I don't think so because we can see that so many players have turned Man United down. We all know that. We know he wanted the Dybala. Dybala didn't come because of him. Not because of the wages. He didn't come because of it. We know all these things. Well, you guys are very close to the press. You know what I'm talking about. You know that everything I'm saying.
I know what you're talking about, Franklin. It's one of those. Franklin, thank you very much for calling up and being part of today's Full-Time Devils phone-in. Listen, if you're at home watching now, give us a call. 0345 111 7625. The number is along the bottom of your screen there. You could be the next caller on Full-Time Devils. Having a chat with me and our kid in the build-up to the Fancams, talking to United fans outside Old Trafford. Come and have your say. 0345 111 7625. The number is along the bottom of your screen there, so you got no reason not to. We're looking now to the actual what we do on the pitch, and the style that we mentioned. We've mentioned a couple of times is what is Ollie's style. Have you seen anything in the last couple of games, the wins against Chelsea or Watford today? Is there anything that gives you hope that maybe if stronger players do come in? Because he's brought in Fernandes, he's done well. He's brought in Wan-Bissaka and he's brought in Daniel James Maguire. They fit into the squad okay. If he did manage to attract big players in the summer, do you think he could do well with them? You'd hope so, wouldn't you? I mean, you look at Man City and Klopp, and I don't want to take away their talents as managers, but you could be most managers in the world would have them players at their disposal and be able to get a decent tune out of them. Franklin touched on a good point there regarding Haaland, because Haaland had played with Solskjaer previously. It's quite telling that he still turned down the move to go and work with his ex-boss. I thought that sort of said anything for confidence. But in terms of style of play, I thought everything's going through Fernandes now, as you'd expect, because we've got that creative midfielder that we've
screamed for since before Pogba. The interesting question now for me, does Pogba get anywhere near that United shirt ever again for while he's there? Because for me, that Fernandes seems to be playing the role that Pogba was brought in to do, and because everything that's going off the pitch with Pogba, that'll be interesting. There was also people getting on the back of Brandon Williams' performances recently, which I thought was such a knee-jerk reaction. It's such, and that's what I hear about full-time Devils followers, just to get in touch. And why are people picking on a young lad like that? It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So in this today's debate, we want to chat mainly maybe about Ollie and his future at Manchester United. Those believe that he'll stay till next season. Get in touch 0345 111 7625. Those that might see him leaving at the end of the summer, being brought in by someone else, have a chat with us about that. And where does Champions League football sit us in terms of Ollie keeping his job or not? Is it time, even if he does get it, to part ways with United so that someone else can take us to the next step? Or do anyone out there watching now firmly believe that Ollie could be the man who picks up the Premier League trophy with a United team? Is that ever possible?
I just don't think he's got in his locker to win a Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup at a stretch. I just don't think he's got it in him, to be honest.
If you're looking towards the squad and strengthening in the summer, is there areas that you think are critical for United? Where would you first focus on strengthening?
I think we probably need another centre forward. It depends on the Rashford injury and stuff. I know Igalo's come in. He's had a couple of decent chances, but that was always a loan move to a permanent, depending on how successful he was. So I'd probably want another centre forward, because we didn't replace Lukaku in the summer. I'd also, depending on Baye's injuries, I thought he was the best sort of central pairing alongside Maguire. So if Bayer's not going to stay fit, Lindelof's always got a mistake in him, so I'll probably be looking at somewhere there. Matic hasn't really got any legs, so you'll be looking at centre midfield. You could probably, and there's a shout for most positions across the park, to be honest, but it's whether we've got the budget and what players we can attract in the summer. And like Franklin was saying before, can Solskjaer do that?
Can Solskjaer do that? Let's get into the comment section now. Have a little look at what you guys are saying. Let's have a chat about people are debating what Fergie's style of play was, but let's talk about Darcy Sweeney. Says Daniel James was excellent today. He's played a ton this season. The rest has done him good. Daniel James.
Yeah, fantastic. And I said this last time I was on, is that he's been a victim to the lack of transfers in the summer, because he's played far too many games than we would expect for a player of his age to step up from Swansea to Old Trafford. And he started magnificently with a few goals in the first few games. But today, I think he benefited massively from the rest, but also from Fernandez's through balls that he was running onto. So yeah, that's really good. Looking forward for him. But Fernandez just oozes confidence across the park. Martial goes missing, but a couple of balls from Fernandez and it brings him straight into the game. But yeah, good game for James.
Yeah, good game for James. Let's have a chat about the fact that people are saying we missed out on Haaland. Is that going to be biters in the back of the arse? Mast M and I'm a Diva says right winger, desperately crying out for a right winger. That's someone, I mean, obviously targets and making sure we get the correct player into the squad is key. We don't want to rush out there like we did this season and like we did this January, and get someone on loan, or someone from not even you'd suggest United's quality. Do you think Ollie is starting to think now about the summer? Or there's got to be chats surely right now about what's going to happen?
Well, according to Woodward, I think Woodward did an interview with United We Stand, wasn't it, just before Christmas regarding the transfer policy. And he was saying it's 12 months in advance that they sort of earmark players that they're going to be signing, and that they're going to be making moves around April and March. But Chelsea are already signing players.
Yeah.
Chelsea have already signed a player that's going to come in the summer. United, we've got the Euros this year, isn't it?
Euros this year, with the final being in, I think it's like the 11th of July. So then there's, whilst that is happening, the good news is the extension is back.
30th of August.
30th of August, which is great. So we don't have to rush and be absolutely wild.
We do need to. That's the thing. But
we do need to rush. Yeah, true. It was crazy this year, though. Do you not think the transfer window just seemed like?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we do need to rush. We need to make sure signings are done
ideally before the Euros. You'd think, and if Solskjaer is the man going forward, then he should know what players he wants bringing in the summer, and they should be having them conversations now. And this was the frustration with Fernandes, is that we were looking at him in the summer. Mm-hmm. Why is it taking to the last week of the transfer window in January we're just so, Woodward just sits on his hands.
Woodward just sits on his backside. Get into the comment section today. Maybe let's chat about your man of the match. I can tell you that Jonah says man of the match today was Bruno, or maybe even Fred. Fred changing a lot of people's opinion around about what he did against Chelsea. He was incredible against Chelsea.
Yeah, I think the only downside to Fred's game is his shooting. He gets in some fantastic positions just in the 18-yard box, and if he could finish, then he'd be a fantastic all-round player. But most people were sort of writing him off at the beginning of the season, but he's definitely made that. He's got to be one of the first names on the team sheet, I think, that when Solskjaer's picking the team week in, week out. But yeah, another great performance. Be interesting to see the dynamics of McTominay, Fred and Fernandes in that Central Park.
Have we got a caller from Ireland? Don't know what your name is. Who's that, sir? Hello? No one. A deadline. Come on, 0345 111 7625. We get this a lot of full-time devils where everyone calls when there is absolutely loads of rubbish to talk about and we've been defeated. Let's celebrate. The only time when these phone lines are busy is when United is shit. Listen, we just won 3-0 at home. Let's get your calls in. We could be getting Champions League football. We could be chatting now about what the future holds for United next season. Is they going to challenge for anything? Are we going to be, comfortably in the top 4? But no, you all just want to fucking be miserable and moan. 0345 111 7625. It will cost you your standard network in the UK. Just give us a bell and you can be on right now on Full Time Devils, the phoning. There's like nearly 1,000 of you watching, for fuck's sake. I've had, if there's 50 people watching, we get beat 1-0, all 50 of you fuckers will phone.
You can't get on.
Come and give us a call. I'm not sitting here for the fun of it. I am. It's much better, innit, when you win. Look, someone's calling now. Yes, I'm fucking bouncing.
Good fishing.
Let's see what producer Becky says. See what they called. Good fishing, that. Keep phoning because we want to celebrate. The fan channels get a lot of criticism for being miserable, and we're all miserable. We're all here to share misery. Let's just celebrate the fact United have got 3 points. All right, is that Watford? And it should have been easy, this. But, let's just, come on, we can celebrate.
Joe, I'll put you on the spot then. Are we going to make top 4? Are we going to make Champions League football this year?
I don't think we are. I think we will be the hope that will kill us. Unfortunately, I want to be... There's me saying let's be positive, and straight away I said, fucking, we're not. Sorry about that.
Yes, we are.
Okay, we fucking are getting top 4. I'll tell you that. We are getting top 4. We're going to... we're going to come third. Now, we're going to get top 4. We're going to... I really hope we just scrape it because it'll just be so good. But the best teams should be in the Champions League. I really think we'd be blagging our way there. Yeah. But if we are the best of the bad bunch, then that's how it's going to go.
But I don't think... we've done Chelsea that many times this season. You've got... And if Chelsea are 4th, I'd say on our day we're better than them.
Yeah, we got to call it. Amir?
Hiya.
How you doing? You all right, Amir?
Yeah, not bad. Absolutely buzzing with that.
Absolutely buzzing too, mate. So talk about it. 3-0 to United. Not bad, eh?
It's not bad at all, especially when you got Fernandes getting on the ball and just distributing things. I think it's getting better. The rest of the players just need to get that bond, I think, with Fernandes, and we should really click. Obviously, there's a few positions maybe where we could strengthen. Maybe that's going to be somewhere later down to talk about maybe in the summer. Mm-hmm. But we do need to get those signings in probably before the orders, as you guys were saying. But I'm just absolutely delighted with that. Absolutely delighted.
What a breath of fresh air Fernandes is. It just shows you the quality that we've been missing, hasn't it? And you just scratch your head and think, let's not do this again. If there's someone out there in the future that we think we should get, hopefully Woodward can see what a transformation this guy's done to United's team. And let's not mess about. Let's get these guys through the door quick.
Quick, as soon as possible. I mean, the quicker we get it, the better football we're going to play, and the better it's going to be for the fans, better for the club. It's better for everyone. The breath of fresh air, like you said.
Breath of fresh air. It brings the question back about Scott McTominay and our midfield, and Fred and Pogba and Fernandes, and it kind of gives you a headache at the minute. If you're sitting there with a full-strength midfield, do you have an idea of who you'd start?
Well, it's difficult, but as you said, McTominay started the season brilliantly. He was getting in there, getting his foot in for challenges, and he did pretty well. Fred's also stepped up as well. Pogba's talent, obviously, is just about the consistency and whether he wants to put his head down and put performances in and get playing again, or if he wants to, see his future elsewhere. But Fernandes has to be a starter. as well. I think maybe Fred probably gets the nod. Whilst obviously if Pogba's not there, I think McTominay, Fred and Fernandes would be the good midfield.
Yeah. It sounds like a good midfield, that, doesn't it?
The combination between Fred and McTominay was before McTominay's injury was absolutely fantastic. And I think
Fred's only got better.
Yeah, definitely. And I think an unsung hero has been Matic, considering I think many people thought that his career was over at United. Since he's come back from the injury in around January, he's put in some solid performances, but I think McTominay will be the obvious replacement for Matic when he gets back to being fully fit.
Yeah, of course. Matic's come in, and to be fair, we were quite slating him a lot last season because he was lethargic on the ball. But when he's getting on the ball, he does seem to move it a bit forward a lot more.
Mm-hmm, he does.
When you do get that, it gets more attacks going for you, and scores more goals as well.
Yeah, definitely. Are we getting top four? Are we getting top four this season?
Hopefully, if we keep going, we should get top four. Come on.
Ooh, big rally call. Thank you very much, mate. Giving us a call on Full Time Devils. Being positive, we love it. 0345 111 7625. Let's get involved in that debate then about the Champions League, and also chatting about that little question that threw out Amir then about if you had a fully strength midfield, Pogba back and McTominay back and Fred, Matic even in the mix, who do you start with? Fernandes now causing a question mark. Pereira, let's just let me talk about him. Jermaine is on the phone. He's calling from America.
Jermaine.
Hey, what's up, man?
Are you good, mate? Whereabouts are you calling from in America?
I'm in Connecticut.
Connecticut. And did you manage to catch the game today?
Yeah, I just finished watching the game. It was a decent performance. I definitely wasn't convinced for the first half. I think Fred and Matic, I think they were sitting on the ball too much in the first half. But apart from that, I think Dan James, he ended up having a decent second half, but I think he should have came off at halftime because he was getting Bruno Fernandes super frustrated. If you looked at it, he kept having to shout at him.
Do you think that the way in which United played today, and we didn't just roll over and get beat by a Watford team, and I suppose Watford didn't really do much to us, but do you think that shows you Ollie is getting better, or is it just a case of we'll slip again and we'll find a way to really, because United fans this season, we've been all over the place. We've been happy, we've been sad, mostly sad, but it's been a tricky season. Consistency, will Ollie ever find it?
No, I think Ollie is probably the worst coach tactically in the league.
Wow.
I don't think he's never able to say, all right, we're start with a 3-5-2 or a 4-3-3. Let me change it in game. Let me move a player from one position, and that player will have an impact. I've seen us been down 1-0, and he took off a midfielder and put on I think it was Luke Shaw at left back.
Yep.
So I don't think
it's a bold statement that he's the worst technical coach in the league.
Yeah,
but when you say you back it up with evidence, though. You back it up with evidence like that, Jermaine.
There's lots of stuff like that, though, Joe. I mean, his substitutions for the first half of the season, he was always making them on 75 or 80 minutes. Yeah. He does differ quite a lot in game management.
Yeah, so that's the problem. He can't outthink the opposition. That's a big issue for me. I've seen Bruno Fernandes come, the player, been talking to the players, telling them what to do more than he's been doing all season when we've had poor performances. So I just don't think he'll ever be the person that we want him to be. Yeah, he's a legend of the club, but as a coach, I don't ever see him being someone who's going to be successful, at least not right now.
Who would you like to see at Old Trafford then, Jermaine?
I mean, there's not that many options out there now. That's the problem. I think Poch would do a good job, but to be quite honest, I'm not 100% convinced. But I think he'd do a way better job with the team that we have right now than Ole is doing, because I just don't get it. I still can't agree with playing with two holding midfielders at home to Watford. That just doesn't make any type of sense to me.
Do you think that's a lack of options that he's got in midfield, though? I mean, because obviously he dropped Pereira and Lingard, and to be honest, the further they stay away from the grass of Old Trafford is a godsend for me.
Yeah, that's the truth. But again, if McTominay was fit enough to be on the bench today, he's fit enough to start, right? So you might as well. You could have played him and Fred, and played McTominay and Bruno in more attacking positions, and had Fred sit in front of the back four. But instead, he just he went for two holding midfielders, which it's not making any type of sense to me. Like we're Manchester United. Since when we go out there basically playing with 6 defenders?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Jermaine. In fact, thank you very much for your call. The big question: are we making top 4 this season?
Yeah, I think the momentum is in the team right now, and I was more confident today. Like, coming from a good result versus Chelsea, a lot of people are expecting us to have a bad result because that's how it's been all season. But I was more confident than I was all season, so I think we'll nip it right at the end.
Yeah. Perfect, mate. That's the what kind of confidence we want, Jermaine. Thank you very much for giving us a call all the way from America, having a chat with Full-Time Devils. It's wonderful to speak to so many United fans across the world. And if you're there slagging anyone who calls us off, yeah, you might not agree with them, but come on and say your opinion, because you can't give it all mouth and then just be sitting there behind your keyboard. Come on, the phone number's there, and I'm sitting here waiting for it, but you're not. Come on, where are you? Come on, where are you?
Yeah, voice your opinion.
Yeah, voice your opinion. We should have, let's see who's on line number 2. Amir?
Hi, it's Aminor.
Aminor. Sorry, Aminor. You all right, mate? Sorry about that. Didn't see the rest of your message. So chat to us then about Manchester United 3, Watford 0.
Brilliant, thank you. This is my first time on the show, so thank you.
Lovely to have you on, mate. Welcome. This is what we need. Nice new callers.
No problem. So I'm assuming Steve House and Adam McCullough are already on site. I'm waiting to read their and view their YouTube videos to see what their views are. But in my opinion, I wasn't at the match today, unfortunately. I watched the highlights on YouTube. To be honest with you, this all matches we should expect to beat team like Watford. So although it's a good result, 3-0, I'm just taking that as expected.
Yeah.
What I'm hoping now is that we do continue and make good, consistent results from this. So obviously we drew against Club Brugge, we won against Watford. I'm hoping now, at least for the next 3 matches, we can at least win consecutively.
Yeah.
Now, if we can do that, that's a step in the right direction. I apologize, I don't know who we play next, but if we play a team that is beneath the end of the league, and we're able to beat them or etc., then that would frustrate me as a United fan. And that's all I asked for. So I rang it. I spoke to House and spoke to other radio stations. The one thing that I'm asking for from this team is not obviously to win the Europa League, because I think that would be really difficult for us, but just to show some consistency in our performances.
Love it.
With young players, it's very hard to get the consistency. But now with Fernandes coming in, who I think is a really good player for us, Igalo I think will do a job for us. I can see our midfield 3 going forward will be Fernandes, McTominay and Fred, and Matic will be our backup midfielder. So I'm actually quite pleased. Our midfield is very good. Up front, with Igalo there, we're not going to make any judgment against him. He's still trying to acclimatise to the Premier League.
Yeah.
But long term wise, I do think we need a really good, not world class, but a really good top striker. And what made me sort of cringe this week was seeing Erling Haaland score so many goals for Borussia Dortmund, and you think, if only. If only.
If only that man was at Manchester United. It was wonderful to have you coming on today, having a chat with us. The phone lines have gone wild, but thank you very much for giving us a bell and talking to us on Full-Time Devils. Legend having his say on the show for the first time. Lloyd's on next. Lloyd, how you doing, mate? You all right?
Lloyd.
Yeah, I'm good.
Lloyd, talk to us then about that game. It was 3-0. It was not too bad.
Yeah, I thought it was a great result. Obviously, not a bad performance. Great to see McTominay back, Mason getting a goal, and Bruno just controlling the game completely.
Do you think that Bruno is going to be the key to maybe getting Champions League football at the end of the season, if that's still possible?
If we get Champions League football, it will probably be because of him. He's the best player we've had at the the best time we've had at the club since Pogba came in, obviously with Pogba's injury this season. I think people have forgotten how big of an impact Pogba can have, but Fernandes is having a similar impact to what Pogba had at the back end of last season.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that Champions League football is possible?
It is very difficult, but I think it is just about possible. The running isn't too bad at the end of the season. There's some tough games coming up with, Spurs, City. But Ollie's shown that he can win big games. It's just getting the points against teams like Watford today and teams like Everton next week and so on, which is going to be important.
They're the ones that we slip up against, isn't it, Lloyd? So, Lloyd, little man of the match from you today? Bruno. Lloyd said Bruno. Lloyd, thank you very much for giving us a call, mate. You're wonderful. Having a chat with us on Full Time Devils. Having his say, like an absolute legend that he is. We're going to go to Pash. I think it's Pash?
Yeah, it's me, Pash.
Pash, how you doing, man? Good to speak to you. Let's have a chat then about Manchester United. Me, you, what are you thinking about that game then?
Well, from what I saw today, it was a very different performance. The midfield looked like it was in control. Yes, they lost the ball a little bit. Fred lost the ball a few times, but it's the reaction afterwards is not defeatist. They sort of jump back in. Even Igalo at the end, he lost the ball and he's quickly running back and trying to get the ball. It's a different atmosphere, and I think this thing about why didn't we get Bruno Fernandes in the summer? Why didn't we get Haaland? It's almost irrelevant because we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know what they're doing, what they're not doing. It's a two-way thing. Like sometimes the player doesn't want to come. I was reading up on the deal with Haaland, and Haaland kept saying, even in his interviews, that he wanted to do everything like step by step. So it's possible that he didn't see Man United as stepping on from club, and a club where he wanted to end up at in the end. Whereas Dortmund is a selling club. It's they would sign a contract where they would let someone go for 50, 60 million and reel up, pocketing loads of money. And we're not that club. No. We want to be the Barcelonas where the players finish up. So that's perfectly fine with me. Bruno Fernandes, for example, is completely different from Pogba in terms of his mobility. He moves differently, he takes up different positions, and I think when they play together, it would work. Now, we don't know whether Pogba's going to stay, but, it's a different option. And you can't keep blaming Ollie. Franklin, who called earlier, with all due respect, is talking as if he's never played or understood football at all, because the way, if you watch how Ollie gets and wins games tactically against the big six, and you compare them to how he loses games versus the lower teams where you have to break teams down, the reason why we lose against the small teams is because we did not have any creativity. Yeah. We had bare bones in midfield. Yeah. Nothing. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we were thinking about, I was worried we're going to play Phil Jones in midfield. And you can't put this at his door. He's inherited a terrible situation. I mean, how long did it take Klopp to get to where he is now?
Well, we've had this conversation before regarding comparing Klopp and Ollie, but I think Klopp was a lot more successful at Dortmund and had a bit of a managerial career previously.
Mm-hmm. Pash, thank you very much for your call, mate. Wonderful to have you on. First time caller, a legend. Make sure you hit subscribe to Full Time Devils. We're going to go back to America, and a man is over there in Dallas.
Hi.
How you doing, mate? Good to speak to you on Full Time Devils. Wonderful to have you on. Thank you very much for giving us a call. What are you making then about that game? 3-0 to United.
I thought the game was all right. The first half was a little bit dire. Before we got the goal, I was thinking, oh my God, is it another new draw? Because I didn't know where the goal was coming from. And then, a moment of brilliance from Bruno Fernandes. I love that guy. I've been following him for quite a while, and I knew it was gonna hit the ground running, and I'm actually enjoying his game because we've had like Lingard, Pereira, Mata over the past 2 years, in the number 10 position, and to have Bruno there is like a breath of fresh air. And I can't wait to see a midfield three of Bruno, Pogba, and whoever will play as a defensive midfielder, because I think the best formation for us is to go back to the 4-3-3, because when Ole came in, he was playing a 4-3-3 with Matic, Herrera, and Pogba, and I feel like that formation is the best to play in order to fit Pogba and Bruno in, because I don't want Pogba in a double pivot. Pogba is also creative. He's just as creative as Bruno Fernandes, and to have two creative midfielders in that team, it means we get more chances. And I feel like a 4-3-3 will fit the system.
Yeah, indeed. The question we're asking everyone as well, around about what you're saying there, we're looking more towards the future. In the next months, will United be getting Champions League football?
No. Okay.
Well, that was that. No.
Goodison Park.
Oh, man's back. What you say? You saying something about Everton then, were you? So we lost you for a tiny second.
Yeah, I said I don't think we're gonna get top four. We're playing Everton in their home next week, and last year I think we got beat 4-0, right?
Yeah, and I've completely wiped that out my memory.
Yeah. we got beat there 2 years ago. I think we've lost there like 2 seasons in a row. We've not really had a good record at Goodison Park, and I'm like, we're playing City next. I don't know how that game is gonna go. And then we're playing Spurs. I think we can beat Spurs. We can beat Tottenham. But I guess the Everton game, if we can beat Everton and beat Spurs, we can have a shot of making top four. But I don't think we're going to beat City. That's the thing. I think we're going to lose that game. We're probably going to lose against City and beat maybe. If we can beat Everton and beat Spurs, Chelsea are going to drop points.
Yep.
They're going to drop more points. And you never know. We could finish fourth, but I don't think we're gonna make top four. Not unless maybe Pogba is back in quarantine right now, and I don't know. I think they said it will be ready for the City game. You never know. If he comes back in and we get more creativity in midfield, maybe we can. But I think Chelsea are gonna lose 2 or 3 more games.
Right, well, fingers crossed then United can make the most of that, man. Thank you very much for calling us. Our final caller of the day will be Kay. How you doing, Kay?
Okay.
I'm alright then, my brother. How you lot doing?
Very good, mate. Let's talk about Manchester United winning 3-0.
Yeah, you know what? Happy with the result. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't think we were going to win, though. I thought it might have been like a cheeky 1-0 victory,
Yeah. Do you have a man of the match?
Yeah, obviously it goes to my man Bruno, man.
Yeah.
I'm calling Bruno the new Cantona right now. Obviously he ain't King Eric right now, but he's going to get there, trust me.
Yeah, he's going to be an unbelievable player.
I want to make a few points, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't like people going on about Oli. I don't like people going on about Pogba. And I hate people going on about Martial when we all support the same team. It doesn't make no sense to me.
Yeah.
I've been supporting United since '89. I still got the Cup Winners' Cup kit when Marquinhos scored that wonderful goal when we beat Barcelona 2-1.
When was last time you wore it? Can you still fit in it?
No, you know what, yeah? I was 11 years old, man. I definitely can't. It's a throwback. It's more like a vest top for me now. But I want to make 1 or 2 points, yeah? I love what you're doing, but let me just say one thing, though, yeah? It's like, with Ferguson, yeah, he adapted to the times. He had great coaching. He always changed his coaching staff. Remember we had Nicky Butt, then he went to the Portuguese man before he went to Barcelona. Like Ferguson was never a great coach. He was a great manager. There's a difference. People keep on blaming Oli for tactics and that, and I agree. We should never be playing 2 holding midfielders. That's why there's no creativity, because there's no one overlapping in that midfield, yeah, to create anything. So when Pogba came now, yeah, all you have to do was mark Pogba at the game, then people start saying, oh, he's inconsistent. But you can see they're marking Pogba at the game, and then they're putting Pogba as a holding midfielder. You can see the things was wrong about that. Now, when it comes to Martial now, yeah, he's a new type number 9. If you see, his stats are as good as Firmino, and he's got better stats than Mane. But no one goes on about those type of players. Now, he doesn't go missing in games. Even Ollie says, just give the guy the ball. He doesn't get the ball. You know why? Because people don't look for him, and he plays deep, so he gets bored. Obviously, okay, look. If he stays as the number 9, yeah, way up the pitch, people will say we don't see him. Then when he comes into the pitch, people will say, where is he? He can't do it all. That's why him and Rashford play good together. It's like yin and yang. Yeah. So my whole thing is, yeah, we have Bruno Fernandes, yeah. Before Bruno, okay, look, it all went wrong, yeah, when Mkhitaryan left. Mkhitaryan wasn't even playing good, but as a number 10, yeah, he was creating. So when we had that athletic team, we had that big spine of obviously De Gea, Bailly, and then obviously we had in midfield Matic when he was proper, and then Mkhitaryan. When Mkhitaryan left, that's when the goals started drying up. Then people start moaning about Lukaku. Lukaku's just a goal hanger. We know that. So now we want a goal hanger now. But before we wanted a new type number 9 that didn't fit. But Lukaku didn't fit the team. Now we've got a number 9 that does fit the team, yeah? We're going to moan. Martial, listen, Cantona, yeah, wasn't doing much in the games half of the time. But he has one bit of brilliance, yeah, that he'll lay off a nice ball, nice pass, maybe a good goal. Same as Berbatov. But we've got so much number 9s in the Premier League, yeah, that does that, yeah. But when it comes to Martial, he actually wants to play. But then when he's not in there, we moan. My whole thing is, yeah, we do have a good... Listen, don't listen to no... Listen, our team is actually good enough, yeah, for top 3. Even for next year. Listen, imagine, yeah, you got Fred, yeah, as a holding midfielder, yeah. Please do not... Ollie, yeah, doesn't have to play 2 holding midfielders. He just doesn't trust the team yet. Because Ollie's worried about his job. And people are misunderstanding the tactics. All he has to do, yeah, is forget the old boys club. Just get a proper coach. Leave Ollie there. Because Ollie's not a bad guy. And he's a great... I think he's a good manager. He's no different from everybody else. We don't have a system to put in place here that accommodates all the world stars that we have. And we do have world stars.
Okay, finally, are we getting top 4?
You know what? Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, go on, Kay. As the final statement, yes, we are. Kay, we've got to just leave it there because we've got to head off. Full Time Devils will be back in a short while with Fancams as we leave Old Trafford now. The United fans giving their say to McCullough. How soon we having a chat? I'm sure all the regulars will be down here as well, having a chat about that. Kay, thank you very much for being our final caller. Arcade, make sure you go check out Arcade on Twitter. His link is in the description. We go to Everton.
Yeah, I'm positive in it because the context of the season, I would have expected us to drop points today after the first 40 minutes of being 0-0. Fernandes has been a godsend. Hopefully we can keep that consistency. And I'm going to put my neck on the line and say we're going to finish top 4.
Oh, indeed. Right, thank you very much for watching. Like I said, stick around, Full Time Devils, hit subscribe and make sure you leave a like on this video. Thank you very much. And we'll be back next time. See you in a bit. Bye.